So March 12th, 2018, and we have the privilege of having Sherry Rath come back on, and she's becoming a wealth of knowledge in the LinkedIn world, and I know she's got tons to share tonight. And so I'm going to just let Sherry take over, and then at the end of this training, we're going to leave a little bit of time, and if anybody has any questions for Sherry at the end, she's willing to have a question and answer period at the end. So I will let you take over, Sherry, and everybody get your notepads out.
All right, thanks Kathy for having me on tonight. I'm going to share my screen right away with you guys, and then we can go from there. All right, so just finished up my LinkedIn training. I got tons. Can everybody see my screen?
No.
Kathy, can you see my screen?
We can only see you.
Okay, hang on, share screen. There we go. Let's do this over. Okay, now everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to do a quick review from the last training I did. So for starters, I'm going to go into me, and we're going to settings and privacy. And this is how we hit our contacts from last time. So into privacy, and then 3 connections down. Who can see your connections? And then you're going to arrow down, and you want only you. Because some of us, like Brett, have 5,000 connections. I know he's on call tonight. So you want to hide your connections so people can't see who you're all linked and connected with. So that's one thing we talked about. Another thing was making sure your file is public. So if you are in View Your Profile, you want to make sure you edit Public Profile and that you are public so everybody can see you. So when I scroll down here, you can see here I'm public. Everything else is open. We did talk about if there was language in the bottom. If you do speak another language, make sure it's shown there. And if you don't, make sure you hide the languages so people aren't trying to connect with you who have a different language. Okay, and then we talked about your banner. So at the very top of your profile, if you want, this is your banner behind your picture. So you want to brand you. So this is your prime real estate. We want to make it crisp, clear, and concise. Have a description with your name and phone number. Phone number is very important so people can reach out to you. And then we built that banner through canva.com for those of you who weren't on that call. So it's canva.com. You can do Facebook profile or Facebook post banners in there. You can do LinkedIn banners. It's very endless what you can do in that website. In this section, you want to brand you as well. So you want to make it valuable, selling a benefit, telling people something about who you are, who you're targeting, or giving yourself credibility in another way. So even though when you are building this profile, even though when you go into edit, I'll just do a brief overview here, even though it says education, this line you want to fill with whatever brands you, because you don't want your education in the top part of your profile. Same with your current position. That's not important. Make sure there's something in there that is branding you in that top section, because you want that top section to be very eye-catching, something that's stunning that draws somebody to your profile. And then in your summary, you can add, go back a step. In your location, you don't want to have Shoal Lake, Manitoba. I'm going to pick on Brett because nobody knows where the little town of 800 people is. So you want to have a bigger location, industry, whatever you're targeted for. In your summary, you can put your website there, but you want to make it clickable. So upload it into your link or uploads for pictures. have your phone number in your summary, and just give yourself credit in there and who you're targeting and what you're after. Always click save, otherwise nothing is going to save in there. As we scroll through, your dashboard is private to you. Nobody sees that. Again, quickly going over your activities. These top 6 you want to be seen, shared, or something you have posted about you. So I have some in here, so I'm going to show you how we did this quickly. So if I go in, I can scroll down. So this one I liked from somebody. If I connect on it, no, it doesn't say. It should say hide this post. You click on that and it hides it from your profile. It doesn't hide it from the connection that you connected with. And if we scroll down more, your experience, you can still have all your experiences in here. Just make sure that this top band is up in your prime real estate. Again, quickly going through education. You can have all your education, but put it down in this section. And in that top editing section, brand something that is going to give you credibility or draw somebody to your profile. And then we added skills and endorsements. So you want to go in and endorse people for their skills. If you're not directly connected with them, you cannot endorse them. But when you are connected, and if it's a brand new connection, she did suggest to us that go in, if they're in network marketing, find 5 or 6 things that are linked to network marketing and endorse your brand new connections that you have just been connected with. So you don't need to endorse them for everything they have, just something that they are linked to. So if you know they're in network marketing, then endorse them for that. Another thing is, I'll get into recommendations after. Another thing is interests. Make sure who you're following is relevant to what you're doing. So for example, we had one lady last time in our training. She was following a group that was a singles club. So it has nothing to do with network marketing. Unfollow it because it looks very not professional on your end. All right, so another thing we will do, I went through all that. Endorse for skills. Okay, another thing we talked about before was create start dates. So have 3 or 4 anniversaries throughout the year. This way it notifies all your connections. And the more things you have going on in your profile, the more fuller it is, the more you can keep people in your profile. It attracts more people. You get more points per se with LinkedIn, and then your profile gets viewed a lot more by other people. So the beginning of the year, so January, February, try to find an anniversary date in there, as well as April, May, or June, sometime in the spring, as well as in the fall, September, October, and November. Try not to do summer or Christmas, as those are busy times of year and people aren't on social media as often. Make sure you have a phone number so people can connect with you. Make sure your website is on there. You can link to Facebook, Twitter, and have an email account, as well as Instagram. So make sure you have ways that people can reach out to you. So another thing is targeting prospects. So one way we can target prospects is through, so for example, you would go into this search, the little hourglass, and you could type in, for example, you could go into all filters and you could type in a company name. So maybe we go with Isogenics. And I could go second generation. I could maybe say Canada, English, and then you would hit apply. So people who are all involved in Isogenics. So what she suggested was this. So if your profile doesn't have a big group of connections right now, she suggested only connect with 25 people per day. Once you reach that 5,000 mark, like Brett is, you could probably connect with like 150 per day. So say we did Canada. So write down every province, territory in Canada. So and you could do it in alphabetical order. So Alberta. You could specifically, we did Canada, but you could specifically target certain areas. So for example, we did Alberta. You could connect with Alberta, and then you could target every Isagenix lady or person in all of Alberta and connect with them. Then the next day, connect with another 25 in Alberta until you've run out of that whole province. Then you would go, say, to BC, and you'd connect with everybody in Isagenix in BC, if that's the group you're trying to target. It can be something totally different. It could be a car salesman. It could be some health and fitness company. Whatever marketing company you're trying to target, it could be Monate. Go through every province. So when she does the US, she puts down all 50 states in alphabetical order. She targets everybody in Monate. She's on Monate right now. So she's on California. So she has sent a connection to every person in every one of the states right now up to California. So she's going through every state in the US and connecting with every person in Monate. So when you connect with network marketers, it's in different countries to grow your business. It's really cool, she says. Or connect with whoever you are targeting. So whoever you're trying to target, that's who you would connect with. Send messages to people once they've connected with you. So you can hit connect and just connect with, say, 25 people. And you don't have to send a message right away. You can, so for example, if I wanted, this lady's in Calgary, so I could hit connect. I could easily send a message right away. I can add a note. So I have sent you back in the Take Control team, there is copy and paste notes that you can put in here. So if you're connecting with somebody, there's a note that you can copy and paste in there, and then you'd hit send now. But if they connected with you, there's a thank you note in there as well. So reaching out to those different people that you're targeting, send messages after they've connected from the previous day. So if somebody's connected with you overnight, reach out to them and send them a message. After that first message, always, always, always put a way they can connect with you. So you can put your email address and your phone number on the bottom of every message when you're connecting. This way, if they go into their last message, your phone number's on there. They can reach out to you, or your email's on there. They have a way of getting a hold of you. They don't have to go back through a ton of messages to find a way to connect with you. So, and just build relationships with them. And also, she said it takes her about 10 minutes a day to connect with people, and then she spends about an hour a day on LinkedIn. So going through the notifications tab, which would be this one here. Let me in. Oh, I have to move I have to move you guys. So when you're in the notifications tab, you can actually find out who's got work anniversaries, who's got birthdays, different things like that. And you can connect and reach out with people who've made posts. So Kathy's made a post, I could actually, or liked a post, I could actually search different people in the notifications and view different things and send people messages. So yeah, working about an hour per day on LinkedIn to grow your business, whether it's sending messages or just reaching out and connecting with people in different ways. So the ways you could reach out with them is, sending posts on LinkedIn. You can either send like an article, you can do images, you could do a video. So LinkedIn now has, it's like, well, Facebook has Facebook Live, LinkedIn has LinkedIn Live. However, LinkedIn is set up a little bit differently for its lives, and I will just share that with you. So when, where are we here? So the way LinkedIn works is So they've just launched the video section. So as you can see, it's actually right here. So it works, oh, it won't work from here. It works on your smartphone. It won't work off your laptop. So you'll have to go into the video section. You'll have to launch the video, and then in the share article, so in this section here, you'll see the video on your phone. Click on the video camera, click the video, and then do your live per se, as it's not directly live as Facebook is. So once you've done it, and if you don't like the way you've done your video, maybe you've messed it up in there somewhere, you can actually delete it and start again. So you're not technically live like Facebook is, but however, it is a live video that you can post. So then you would start the video. When you're finished, you have that option to discard or start over or post it. So once the video has been processed, it will then upload into your feed, and people will start to see it. So that's something really cool that they've just launched here in the last little while. So people who like doing Facebook Lives can now do LinkedIn Lives. However, it's a little bit different. So you could do a trial and error one. If you don't like it, delete it, try a new one. So the other thing is people don't check LinkedIn as often as Facebook. So some people check it once a week. Some people check it twice a week. Sometimes it's up to a month. So don't be shocked if your connections that you've connected with somebody, you haven't heard from them in a while, or you've sent them a connection and maybe it took them a month to connect with you, because it's not like Facebook. And they will eventually reach out to you at some point if they do want to connect with you. LinkedIn knows their members take a longer time to connect. Another thing is upgrading to premium. So Gloria did do the 30-day free trial. She did say that there's nothing that she has found she cannot do on the free LinkedIn. So the only thing she said that she noticed she was able to do on the free premium was she could get a hold of way more connections in a day. So once you build that connection list up, you will be able to make more connections daily. But she said it's not worth paying the premium rate when she's making on free LinkedIn 7 figures a year right now. So she tried the free trial and then did not go through with it. So if you do get messages from LinkedIn saying you need to upgrade, you can try the free trial for yourself and see if that's something you might find. But she didn't think it was necessary because she just didn't find the benefits of what she was going to get out of it. So another thing, if you notice, our first generation, second generation, third generation. So first generation to you is the people you're directly connected with. Second generation is the people that your connections are connected to. And then third would be people that your second generation are connected to. If you want to reach out to a third generation person, just send them in the message tab. You can go to, I don't know if I would have one here. People. No, I was going to see if, trying to think if I can think of a second connection or a third connection. Okay, here's a third connection I can see. This guy is a third connection to me. So you would just have to go into the 3 little dots, hit connect. So that's how you connect with third generation people. Even if you want to reach out to second generation, you would do the same thing. So you can see what generation they are to you beside their name. And then just, like I said, into the 3 dots and then hit connect. So that way you reach out to them. Also, another thing LinkedIn does that a lot of social media doesn't do, once you have your contacts, you are allowed to get their you're allowed to download their phone numbers and emails. So no other social media allows this. So when you get lots of connections like Brett has, this is something he may want to do or consider, because he would be able to connect with all of his connections much easier by email or phone number through LinkedIn. So it's a great way to reach out to people, because you could send them emails, you could send them a drip campaign, all the fun stuff we have going through Valentis. Another thing she had suggested is if you want to, when you do phone calls with these people, ask the questions. She says, always ask and always listen, but always ask permission if it's okay with them. So she had a different format, whereas ask what their dreams are, what they do in their life, ask what the good and the bad is, and identify the gap between different things. So we have the technique called form. So ask about their family, their occupation, their recreation or money. Or another analogy would be Ford, their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. So that's a way you connect with people over the phone. We already knew that. So another way is message the person to see if they are open to phone calls or conversations before you connect with them. Because before you do a phone call or an email, because some people won't be open to that. Another thing is, let me see here. I already mentioned that. So when you are connecting with somebody, always ask them if they have anything else to share with you. And don't give up until they have nothing more to add to what you're talking about. So, for example, when she said she's on a phone call, a conversation with them, she'll ask them about their dreams and their goals, and she'll say, is there anything else? And they'll say something, is there anything else? And she keeps repeating that till they say, no, there's no more. So I guess always listen and ask that question to make sure you're not cutting them off or selling them short. Let me just look here quick. Another thing is when she's making posts, I gotta find this here. When she's making posts, she's posting 3 to 4 times a day, but this is what she does full time. So for example, 10 o'clock in the morning, she'll post on LinkedIn. 12 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she might post an article on Twitter, and then 4 to 5:30, she might post something on Facebook. You can use the same thing you've posted on the different things. Try not to do your posts on every social media at exact same time. Reason being is if we're targeting markets all over the world, I'm actually going to stop share here. If you're targeting markets all over the world, people are awake and sleeping at different times. So for example, if you're posting in the morning, you're reaching a different group of people. If you post midday, you're reaching it out to another group. And if you post supper time or in the evening, you're hitting another group of people. You can post the exact same thing on, say, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, but just adjust your times you're doing it. That way, you're targeting different parts of the world at different times, and it just becomes more beneficial. And when you first start out, she says, it's nice to post once a day on different things, like once a day when you're starting. But she says, if you can increase that to a few times a day or a couple times a day. So for example, if you post something on LinkedIn, and then in the afternoon, you post the exact same feed on Facebook, and then the evening you post it on your Instagram. You've reached a bunch of different markets to different people. It just gets the message out there to as many people at once. And if you're not getting the results to what you want, you need to switch it up. So maybe on LinkedIn, maybe your audience isn't the right audience you're targeting. Maybe you need to look at that. Maybe the messages you're sending or the offer you have isn't geared towards your audience. So always make sure if something's not working for you, always go in and tweak and switch that to attract people better. Another thing is, I need to go back in, sorry. Just need to share my screen again. So when you are following people, so if I go down to my interests and I go see all, and if you find, say, a company, for example, that you don't want to follow, all you do is unclick that company and you're not following it anymore. So for example, people have had their LinkedIn profiles for maybe quite a few years, and now you have changed your motive to what you're doing. Maybe you've had some followers from different groups or your companies. So just go into your groups, your companies, and your influencers and just unfollow the ones that don't serve you for your network marketing company. And like I said, you can always go back in if you change your mind later. And it's simple. It's just click, unfollow, and you're following again. So that is very easy. The other thing is you should, when you're sending out messages, you don't want to target one-on-one people. You always want to be targeting many people. So for example, you want to reach as many people as possible versus one-on-one. So for example, when you rank advance, it's more work. So if you can research out more people and try to find more connections, that it spreads your area. So the more things you get going on your profile, and you have more things happening in your profile, it sends out your profile to way more people. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the fuller your profile is, the more people LinkedIn puts your profile out to more people. So when you're sending a message to somebody, when you go to post something, so if you're in home, and I want to post something in here, for example, when you go to post your settings, always make sure you're posting public. You don't want to just do your connections. You could do public in Twitter if you wanted, if you're on Twitter. If you do just your connections when you're posting, and I didn't know this, all I've been posting to is my connections. When you do public or public in Twitter, you're reaching way more people. So when you're just doing your connections, it's more one-on-one because it's only the people you've connected with. But when you're doing public or public in Twitter, you're getting that same message out to the world. So you have way more people looking at your profile that way, which is awesome because I just found that out today, which is pretty cool. Another thing is in your profile, this is something you would like to do for a lot of people on your team because you get recognized by LinkedIn for doing this. So for example, if I click on my recommendations, I don't know if all of you have recommendations in your profile. Everybody should because you get more points for having recommendations. So in my receive, Brett has given us a recommendation. And if I click on given, I've given Brett a recommendation. So you can ask to be recommended. So who do you want to ask? So I could type in here, I could type in Kathy. And I could select a relationship. So let me see here. So you'd have to choose. I could put Kathy taught or mentored you, okay? And then position at time, so select a time, position at time. So I could just put professional friend maker if I wanted, and then go next. So now I've sent a recommendation, and I can give Kathy a recommendation too, or she could always send me a request for one. So you can either request recommendations to people, or you can just send recommendations to people. So that one I can do later, but always try to give somebody a recommendation and always try to endorse them for their skills. So even if they're your brand new connections, try to go in and make a point of sending them a connection note and thanking them. Or if you've connected with them, tell them why you're connecting with them. And once they've connected with you, then go in and endorse them for 5 or 6 skills that are linked to what they're actually doing. Because you don't know the person directly, but you can pick out, she said you could always do the first 5 or the first 6 in their endorsements, or you could just go through, if they're in network marketing, you could just go click off maybe the top 5 or the top 6 that are involved with network marketing in their group. So I think that's pretty much all I have. I see we're at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Can I ask Sherry a question?
Absolutely.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
I'm John. We're in Thailand at the moment. But what I want to ask is, I've got nearly 9,000 connections, and
Okay.
I am trying to get new connections, and LinkedIn says you've used up your commercial usage, and I can't get any more new connections till the beginning of the month. What do you know about that?
Yeah, once you've used up, you have a certain number of connections you can target in a month. And once you've used that, unless you buy the premium package, you have to wait 2 months. So you've basically kind of, the reason for doing that is they want to make sure you're not a robot. They want to make sure you're real, because a lot of people like to spam on different social medias. So they basically put you in the penalty box for a month. The way you can get out of that is directly connect LinkedIn, let them know you're not a robot, and they will unclick that for you.
Okay, well, that's good advice. And the other thing you mentioned before...
Yeah, you can reach out to them because you got a ways to go till the end of the month yet. So definitely reach out.
Yeah, I know, but it came pretty fast. It's the first time the first time they did it to me was the end of last month, and I've been in LinkedIn for over 2 years, or longer actually. And then they did it to me again straight away this month, after probably about like the 4th to the 15th. I thought, hang on, I could have used that much again so quick. But I do a lot. You know, after 9,000 connections, I get a lot of people. Now, the second thing is something you touched on before. I did the trial with a premium, and I agree with you. It's a waste of time, and it's going to be a waste of money. But however, you've got to put your credit card in details first to do the trial. Now, I did that, and when the end of the month came, I said I didn't want to do it anymore, didn't want to take it up, and they charged me anyway, and I had to fight to get my money back. I got it back in the end, but it was just like they just took the money out. So that might be something other people might want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the third thing I want to say is, where is it? I know you've probably all read this, but I can't see what I'm doing. Is that in?
Up higher.
I've got a reflection at the back. Yep.
There you go.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich. A fantastic book. I'm sure you've all read it, but you think the book's fantastic? Watch the movie. The movie's just been released on Facebook. It's $59 US to download. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's it for me. Thank you for that advice. Oh, and by the way, I'd like to thank you too, because I have got all your templates and everything else, and I've followed everything you said directly, and it's fantastic. And I've got no new connections yet. No, that's
awesome.
That's not true. No, it's been really, really okay. That's all I've got to say. I'll mute myself again.
John, are your connections hidden? Are your connections hidden?
Your connections hidden?
They aren't at the moment, but they will be now. No, they're not. They're not here. I'm finding I'm getting more connections because I'm connected to more people, and more people know. And because they're thinking I've got that many connections, they want to connect with me. Every day I get about 10 new requests to connect. So I never thought about hiding them, because I thought that might have been to advantage, but I can see the disadvantage too.
Yeah.
So I might have to hide them.
Yeah, I would suggest that.
But at the moment, it's very difficult to do anything up here, because as you probably...
There you go.
So when I get back home to Penang, says tell me now, my internet's unstable. Yep. All right. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Just connect with LinkedIn and they can unblock you.
I can't find me again here.
There you are.
Okay, that's fantastic news. I will do that.
Yeah.
No, I can't find me. Where am I? Oh, here I am. Yep.
All right. Is there anybody else that has a question for Sherry? I know we're going over a little bit, but
Kathy, I just have a comment. Sherry, it's some stuff we can't do on our phone, correct? With LinkedIn?
No, you can't.
Right.
You have to view the changes directly on a computer or laptop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that because I was
Yeah.
fighting with it last week. So you have to do a lot of it from your laptop or computer.
Yeah, definitely.
anybody else?
Just a quick question, Sherry. I guess I could phone you direct, but I think it would be useful for everybody. Can you upload videos now into this video section, like from YouTube?
Yes, you can.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you would download your video from Facebook onto YouTube, and then you would, 2 seconds, I will tell you directly how to do it. So you take your live video, you would go to your www.m.facebook.com/your business page, and then the M is for mobile. You would scroll to the live video, hit play, and then save the video. You would name the video and save it. So I think it's a lot like you already do, Brett. And then you'd put it in a folder, and then you'd upload it onto YouTube, and then go back and paste it in your LinkedIn. So it's very similar to how you upload it on, like when we do calls, how you upload it to YouTube and then post it on the team page. It's very similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the contacts, like to download that, do you have to go in and do them individually, or can you do it as a group?
That I'd have to check into.
Okay.
I'll send a message to my LinkedIn group and find out, and I'll let you know on that one.
Thanks, Sherry. Lots of notes. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have a question for Sherry tonight? No. Okay, after we post this in our team, if there's a question that pops into your head after, you can just post it underneath the recording, and Sherry will be happy to help you. Sherry, I just want to thank you very much from our team to you, because I know this took time for you to do this for us. And I was actually, Sherry and I, talking today, just from the Stephen Covey training that I've done, that every time we learn something, if we can go back and teach it right away, we get better too. So it just embeds it into our heads better. So yeah, thank you so much for doing this for us, Sherry. And you really are becoming a LinkedIn professional that everybody's looking towards for your help. So again, thank you very much. And thanks everybody for popping on tonight, and have an awesome week, everyone.
You're welcome, guys. Thanks.
Good night, all.
Good night.